Hey there, good morning. Welcome to the JeepSolid Garage. My name is Dale. So today we're going to be changing out the shocks on my Project Jeep PJ. This is a 1992 Jeep Wrangler YJ and it has original shocks on the front. The back end look like they might have been replaced at some point, but either way they are old and tired. And I've decided to use Quadratec's Hydro 7.0 heavy-duty shocks. They have a 7.0 and 8.0. This video is sponsored by Quadratec, but I did pick these out. This is what I wanted to install on my Project Jeep here. The 7.0 is for mild to moderate off-road use, and the 8.0 is for moderate to extreme off-roading, which gives you a little bit of a rougher ride, but better performance off-road. But because this is going to be more of a daily driver, a little bit of off-road use, I wanted a more comfortable ride. That's why I decided to go with the Hydro 7.0. All right, let's get to the installation. This is pretty quick and easy. All right, we're going to start out by chalking the driver's side wheels, lifting up the passenger side, taking those wheels off, getting it up on some jack stands. And a quick little safety tip, always throw your wheels underneath the vehicle when you've got it up on jack stands. It's just another added measure of safety and security if one of those jack stands ever fails. Alright, let's start with the front shock here. Look at that old tired shock, wow. And now I did take the liberty of hitting these bolts with some PB Blaster. This is an excellent penetrant on the threads because sometimes these bolts can be really tough. Okay, now on top of the stem right here, we're going to take this bolt out. This stem will try to spin on you, so you'll have to hold it with a wrench while you're undoing the bolt right there. So also take note of how there's a bushing right here and then one on top with a washer underneath the bushing and a washer on top of the bushing up there. So that's how we're going to assemble it. And with a fair amount of fighting, finally got this stem nut on the top off. Here I've actually got the vice grips on the shaft down here to keep it from spinning.
Every single one of them, all 6 videos I've watched on Jeeps, they're all idiots.
Alright, I'm recording right now. So I gotta get the shot. Alright, let's see if we can break loose this bottom bolt. There we go. And there we go. Look at this shock. Boy, that is rough. There is just no strength left to it at all. I'm just going to take a wire brush and clean up the mating surface here a little bit. Alright, now we can assemble our hardware. So this guy goes together like so, and it slides in here. If you need any help getting this guy in, you can use a little bit of WD-40, which I might do. That should do it. Okay, now the top rubber grommets, this guy is going to go on like that. Then this guy fits on like that. So this little lip goes towards the metal there. Then this guy will go here, like that, like that, and then our nut on top. Let me show you how this rubber grommet fits on. There we go. So here's our rubber grommet. You can see the lip there goes on like that so that it fits nicely down in that little opening. I'm going to turn the steering wheel away so it gives me a little more room right here. There we go, that's better. I am going to put a little bit of blue Loctite on this nut here, or a lot. Kind of squirted out on me there. We'll get this nut on and torque it to 45 foot-pounds. And when you get your upper bushings in place, kind of get them down in there and kind of wiggle the shock just to make sure it's seated down in there nicely. And then we will tighten and torque this top nut to 45 foot-pounds as well. And yes, this upper one is very difficult to torque because you can't get a torque wrench on there while you're holding the stem at the same time. So if you have a pass-through socket or something, that could work, but or you can try to get it as close to 45 foot-pounds as you can. All right, that looks great. Front shock is installed. Let's switch gears now to the rear shock. And we're gonna make this one pretty quick. We're gonna take this lower bolt out right there, and the upper one right up there. So let's go ahead and remove those. And get a little jack under the leaf spring here to take a little bit of the tension off, because your axle is hanging down, putting pressure on there. So if you take a little bit of pressure off, you can find the sweet spot. Yeah, that's fine. Alrighty, rear shock is out. And on the Jeep Wrangler YJ, this is a 92, we're going to use the metal insert here inside the grommet on the bottom where the bolt goes. But the top, this fits over that stud up there. This will not fit. You just use the rubber grommet and you'll be good to go. Giving me a little trouble, so let's give a little WD-40 on this guy. And I finally ended up putting a socket over the end of it here, a large socket, tapping on the end of this, and it just pushed it on real nice. So now we are set. And we got some Loctite on the threads there, and those two bolts, the upper and lower bolt, both get torqued to 44 foot-pounds. This is on a 92 YJ. So the last thing we got to do is throw the tires back on. The biggest difference I notice whenever I put new shocks on a vehicle, new shocks on a Jeep like this, the biggest difference, you're not going to notice the difference with the new shocks when you're just cruising down a smooth road. You might notice a tiny bit of difference, but not much. Where I really notice the difference is when you hit a bump, a pothole, something kind of stiffer, where you normally get a pretty severe jarring. That's where I really notice the new shocks. That's where they really shine and come through. So these Quadratec Hydro 7.0s, they'll be linked in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. I would do the hat toss, but I don't have a hat on right now because working under the vehicle, the hat gets in the way. There we go. Okay, just remove the plastic cover here.